everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Right, so for this video, it's going to be a simple pickups video of what I've picked up in the last couple of weeks. Now, there's not going to be too many movies in this video because the bulk of what I have bought, I have done videos for already. These are a few of the smaller titles that I picked up, and I felt now would be the right time to show these off. I've also got two unboxings to do in this video as well. It's two subscriber mails from two gentlemen going by the names of Martin Geary, and Conor Gray. I almost forgot them there for a second. Yes, they sent me over two parcels, parcel each, and they sent them to me around a month ago, but unfortunately, as you know, life kind of got in the way, and I wasn't able to unbox these. But now I felt with this haul video, why not throw this subscriber mail into this video as well. So thank you so much, Martin and Conor, for this. I have not opened them. I don't know what's in them. I've been looking at them for the last month and I was so anxious to open them, but I wanted to leave it until I actually done a video for it. So again, I apologize for taking so long with this. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with Martin's parcel. So here is Martin's parcel. I've already pre-opened this. I'm going to just put my hand in and I'm going to take it out and let's see what we've got. So Martin has sent me, oh wow, brilliant. So he has sent me The Descent Part 2. So just bear with me for 1 second. I just want to make sure there's no letter in this parcel. No, there's no letter. So yes, so he sent me The Descent Part 2. Now I had a video call with Martin and John over at Mondo Chedovic Movies, and we were discussing the Descent movies. And I said to him that I didn't actually own Part 2 on Blu-ray. I didn't even know it was out on Blu-ray. And Martin has took it upon himself to actually send this out to me, and it's actually sealed as well, which is fantastic. Thank you so much for this, Martin. I only just watched the first one there around 2 months ago, and I've been wanting to watch this movie ever since you told me there was a Blu-ray release of it. And I am a fan of this movie. It's not as good as the first one, but I am a fan of it, and it continuates very nicely from the first movie. So yes, very excited to see this movie. So thanks again, Martin, for that. That's incredible. So what I'm going to do is, folks, I am going to leave a link down below for Martin's channel. Martin has just started his YouTube channel, and he's doing a lot of short videos at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to leave a link to his channel down below. It's 4K Michelin star movies, and if you don't mind, head on over and give the gentleman a sub, and let's get him going when it comes to his channel, because he's such a nice guy, and I would love to see more from him when it comes to his YouTube channel. So thank you again, Martin, for that. That is amazing. Right, so on to next we go, and we have got Conor's parcel here. So I'm going to put my hand in here and take out what he's gotten me. So I think he did say to me that there were going to be Australian movies, because he's an Irish fellow Irishman who lives in Australia, and he felt that these were very popular Australian movies that I should see. So oh wow, right, so he has sent me, I actually did hear of this movie, so he sent me Chopper. And I'm almost certain that Eric Bana is the main star of this movie. Now, I know of this movie. I don't know what it's really about, if I'm completely honest. But it is an incredibly popular movie. And I did know, I do remember, you know, hearing that it is an Australian movie. And it is very, very popular as well. And I'm just looking as well. There's a 20th anniversary written on this. So it's a 20th anniversary edition. So that is fantastic, Martin. That is unbelievable. And I look forward to checking this movie out. So that is Chopper. And then the next one, oh, this is right. So it's a film called Breaker Morant. Now, amazingly enough with this, and I'm just seeing it on the spine. So on my stream that I done there a couple of days ago, I brought up the fact that that Conor sent me this parcel, and John in that stream mentioned, I wonder, is he going to send you any umbrella titles? And rest assured, I've got an umbrella title. And Breaker Morant, I have never heard of the movie, but Conor, I trust Conor's opinion. He was the one that put me on towards that movie Ghost Story, and I had a great time with that movie. And I really do look forward to seeing this. It's almost like it has two alternate covers on it, which is quite nice. So that's one side and that's the other. So that is unbelievable, Conor. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to just... Oh, I'm sorry, and there is a letter as well in this parcel, so I'm going to quickly read the letter out. So here we go. That's the letter that Conor has sent me. And it just says, G'day Keish, Conor here, a couple of my favourite Aussie flicks I feel you could enjoy. Chopper is the story of Mark Chopper Reed, a Melbourne hitman played by Eric Bana. I am a history buff. He said, no, sorry. I'm a history buff. Breaker Morant is a great picture, one of my favourites. I hope you enjoy, Connor. That is amazing, Connor. And like every one of my subscriber mails, I will put this letter I'll put it into Breaker Morant, and that'll be there forever. So a huge thanks for that, Connor. That really means the world to me, and I promise you I will watch these very, very soon, and I will let you know what I thought of them. So thanks again, Connor, for that. Right, so onto my pickups that I've gotten. So I think it's around 5 releases I got, and a couple of Blu-rays, a couple of 4K releases. So let's start with the first one. So we have got Firestarter. Now, my expectations were they couldn't go any lower than they were for this release. I've heard nothing but god-awful things about it. And I am a fan of the original. It's not one of what you call one of my go-to kind of Stephen King movies, but it's a good movie. I do, and I think Drew Barrymore is fantastic in it. Now, this movie, we have watched it. Is it a good movie? Not really, no. Is it as bad as what people were making it out to be? Absolutely not. No, I've seen a hell of a lot worse. But there is massive issues with this. There's a lot of pacing issues. I wasn't particularly mad about the girl in this movie either, to be completely honest. And I thought Zac Efron was okay-ish, but the ending of it really, really spoiled it for me. The ending makes absolutely no sense at all. And it's a bit of a shame, because I think Firestarter is one of them movies that could have, it could have been, it's one of the movies that actually, deserved a remake, if I'm completely honest. But not this remake, unfortunately. Yeah, that's Firestarter. Again, it's not a great movie, but I've seen a hell of a lot worse. Halloween Ends comes to mind. Right, so up next, we have got Night of the Demons Part 2. This was just a complete and utter blind buy. I've mentioned before, Night of the Demons, the original movie. It took me a while to really grow and appreciate that movie. It took a lot of viewings, and I felt, you know what, now that I love the original, let's give the second one a go. And I knew nothing about this. I don't know how it's received with the public. Did the public like it or not? So I have watched it, and the one thing that really annoys me with it is they basically ignore all the events of the original movie, bar one thing. There's a character in the movie that was in the original movie, but again, she's played by a different actress. But that's the only kind of connection to the original movie. I found the movie to be actually okay. I actually enjoyed it. I really did. Is it as good as the original? Absolutely not. But there was some fun moments in it, and I have to tell you, some of the creature designs, some of the practical effects that you see in this is quite impressive. And yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. And I got it for around €7, so it was a little bit of a gamble. But again, it paid off. Thankfully, it paid off. And it's a fun movie. And I think if you are a fan of Night of the Demons, I think it's worth checking out. I really do. Just don't expect it to be better than the original. So that is Night of the Demons. Right, so up next, we have a contender for Movie of the Year. So we have got Black Phone. Actually, when I say contender, it actually is my Movie of the Year. What a treat this movie is. It's a good supernatural kind of horror movie. I say horror, it is and it isn't. It's kind of in the middle there. But it's a fantastic movie. It's the director of what's called Sinister, Scott Dickinson, and he's reunited with Ethan Hawke, and the two of them seem to work magic together. And this is another example of it. And Ethan Hawke is fantastic in this movie. Every time he steps into the room in this movie, you fear for the child in this movie. But if you're not aware of the movie, it's quite simple. A lot of children are going missing on this street, and this one child in particular gets kidnapped by Ethan Hawke, and he's put into this basement, and all that's in this basement is a black phone. And what it is the black phone is, the phone is disconnected, and it starts ringing for the young child, and it's basically the victims of the dead, the people, the kids that came before him, and they're basically trying to help him get out of this basement. And that's it. That's the movie. And it's incredibly suspenseful. It is unbelievably suspenseful. And again, it's down to Ethan Hawke's character in this movie. He is unbelievably sinister. Yes, sinister. Yeah, what a fun movie this was. And the only downside to it was the fact that we didn't get a 4K release of it. But maybe it's one of them movies that probably wouldn't have lent well to a 4K release, because the whole movie is held in a basement for the bulk of it anyway. But yeah, look, the Blu-ray does look fantastic. So yeah, Black Phone, what a time with that movie, really was. Right, so up next we have got, I was going to do an individual video for this, but unfortunately I ran out of time. I wanted to do it in October, but look, it doesn't really matter, so I'll do it here. So we've got the Funhouse. So this is Tobe Hooper's The Funhouse, and I am such a massive fan of this movie, and when I heard that it got announced on 4K, I knew I had to get it. I actually picked this up from a company called HD Wow, is that what it's called? I think it's HD Wow. And I was able to get it for €27, and then I think it was around €6 added for taxes, and it came through the door, no customs charges, no nothing, so that was great. It's great to have that outlet now if I did want to get some certain releases from America. And what a release this is. Scream Factory have done such a remarkable job on the 4K picture of this. The movie itself, it's one of them movies that I do love. I do get a great sense of Halloween when I watch it. It's about these four friends. They go to this carnival, and for some strange reason they decide, you know what, let's stay in the Funhouse for a night. And they witness a murder, and then they are being picked off one by one by the person that caused the murder that they witnessed. And yeah, he's a very grotesque looking character, I must say, but I won't say anything more about it. But it's a great movie. Tobe Hooper done such a wonderful job in this. The 4K restoration is absolutely remarkable. Again, nothing less than what you expect from Scream Factory. They always do great restorations on their 4K releases. This is another great example of it. The only thing that's letting it down was it would have been nicer to get a Dolby Atmos soundtrack, because again, this movie kind of lends well to Atmos, but unfortunately we didn't get it. It's a minor nitpick, but the audio does sound quite amazing. So that is the Funhouse, and again, if you're a fan, get this movie on 4K. I think you're going to be very, very happy with it. Right, so this is going to be my last item that I'm showing in this video. It's a Steelbook, it's a 4K release, and I've been waiting to get this for a long time. So we've got Spiral, and I always wanted this Steelbook edition of it. I just didn't want to spend big money on it because I wasn't a fan of the movie. But it does come with that clear slipcase that you know that I love. And yeah, I actually held off, and I managed to get this for around €21, which I thought was quite a decent price. I think it was going originally for around 34, 35. I just didn't want to pay that kind of money for it. As for the movie itself, I thought it was okay. They didn't really kind of, like Chris Rock was talking about, you know, how he had a great idea and how he was going to kind of bring the Saw franchise back. I have to admit, they've done absolutely nothing new with this movie. Does it feel like a Saw movie? It does and it doesn't. You know, I think, you know, a Saw movie doesn't work unless Tobin Bell is in it. And I'm kind of curious to see, will they do a Halloween with this franchise in the future, where they're maybe going to ignore certain sequels, so maybe then they can bring back Tobin Bell. As to this movie, like I said, it's okay. It's not the best Saw movie I've ever seen, but I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to go with it, or if they do go with it. I don't know if we will get a sequel to this, but look, we'll have to wait and see. But the Steelbook itself looks absolutely beautiful, and great to finally have that in my collection. So there you go, folks. That is all my pickups and my 2 unboxings as well. So as per usual, if you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you could do, leave a comment down below, and please do share your thoughts on some of the movies that I picked up. And yeah, I hope to see you all again real soon with my next video. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.